Have you ever started sharing something really important with your partner only to have them jump in with their complaints before you've even finished? This is what I call emotional hitchhiking. And today we're going to go into why that happens and how to change it so that both you and your partner, or whoever it is you're talking to, can both feel heard and understood. This is such a juicy one, and it shows up everywhere. So my partner Courtney and I, we have an online community for couples called the Together community, and it shows up with all of our couples there. It shows up in Courtney and I's relationship still, even though we have all these tools and practices. So it's really worth mapping this out. It shows up with my work with my one-to-one clients, so the men that I support. It's such a big one, and it takes practice. It takes an understanding of what's creating it. And so we're really going to dive deep into this. See, just last week, there was an experience where my partner Courtney was sharing something she felt hurt about. And she was sharing something that I had done that had impacted her. And while she started to share, I all of a sudden started to share things I was hurt by. The theme of me too. Oh, yeah. Like while she was sharing, I'd say things like, oh, yeah, I can really relate. Me too. And then she'd be like, oh, yeah. And then I'd answer and I'd say something in response to it. And the second I do that, she isn't going to feel heard, because what I'm doing is I am hitchhiking onto her thread and inspiration of what she had the insight to speak to. She's the one that brought it. She's the one that got in the car and knew the direction she was going and started driving. And then it was only when it showed up in front of me that I was like, hey, can I hop in there too? And then I started to share all of my thoughts and feelings. And the thing that it does is it creates disconnect, because it can be vulnerable to share these things. And so she started to share, I started to hitchhike and bring in the things that I felt hurt by. And she felt missed, frustrated. Can you relate to that? Where your partner starts to share, or it's you sharing. It happens both ways. I'm just using this one as an example because I do it. And both of us feel frustrated, because it doesn't lead to connection. It doesn't lead to connection if we can't actually hold space for what's happening for our partner. So why does this happen? Why do I get this impulse for me to start to share what's happening for me? Well, because when my partner is sharing with me things that I've done that have led to her feeling disappointed or hurt or disrespected, inside of my body, in my nervous system, I start to feel shame. It's usually in my belly. And my stomach contracts and my energy starts to go down and deplete. And it's so uncomfortable that, because I'm taking it personal, it hits something inside where I care about that. I don't want to hurt anyone. Any of you out there recovering people pleasers, I want to treat people with respect and people to feel good around me. And we're human, which means we are going to impact others. So what's happening is I go into shame, and then the shame's overwhelming. So what happens is my body has learned over time a coping strategy, and that is to hitchhike. Oh, this is the place to now bring in, oh, you're hurt? Me too. And then this surge of energy comes up, turns, like goes from shame, turns into anger, because anger is a great emotion for protection. It's the survival mechanism of the nervous system: fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or fix. And so I go into fight. Part of the fight is, well, I'm just going to defend my situation by talking about me, because then I don't have to feel all of that shame that's so uncomfortable in my belly. And so if I start to share about my experience, what it ends up doing is I end up taking up space, which will start to bring me out of that deeper feeling of shame, and it'll build up a bit of a wall. Doesn't lead to her feeling connected, doesn't lead to her feeling seen, understood. And this is where a lot of couples get stuck. It's not even just couples. This is where a lot of people get stuck. Is it really difficult to hold space for where we may have impacted another from our behavior or something we've said or who we are? Because a lot of us are walking around with a lot of internalized shame. And when it gets poked, it's so uncomfortable that we've learned, instead of being vulnerable and sharing from that place or feeling through the feelings and grounding, we defend, we deflect. It's a survival strategy. So that's why it happens. Now, what we can do instead is, first, clarity and awareness is power. If we're aware that that's happening because we go into shame, well, we can start to bring in support for the shame and slow things down and work with it. So as an example, in this conversation that Courtney and I were having last week, this topic came up. I went into hitchhiking and then I caught it. And I was like, whoa, 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 not the moment. Inside of myself, because I know these tools, I said to my, not the moment. This isn't the time to bring up my grievances. I was like, hey, sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah, please share. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I brought my piece in there. Acknowledgement. So that's what to do instead. If you catch yourself, do it. Acknowledge, validate. Yep, that happened, and reset the container to actually hold space. Okay, so then feeling the shame in the belly. Oh, it's so uncomfortable. Taking it personal. Name that. Oh, I'm taking this personal. This isn't a personal attack. I'm feeling shame. My survival mechanism is giving me all these ideas, and these sensations match the ideas. Oh, but it's not actually, this isn't about me. I'm not bad or wrong. So what I'll do inside is be like, Mike, you are not bad or wrong. You impact people, and we're just going to hold space for it. So acknowledging inside, yep, feeling shame. Step one. Step two, I'm not bad or wrong. If it's shame, I'm not bad or wrong. This, and then I'll orient. This is adult work. Then I'll orient myself and move in the direction of, I am holding space for her. She's the one that brought this grievance to me. Okay, in order for me to be present, I need to be regulated. So I may ask, and in this situation, I asked for a pause. I'm like, hey, can we just pause for a second? I just need to slow things down and ground so I can really hear you. Okay, so the next one is take responsibility, call a pause if it's needed, ask for things to slow down. If this is new work, then you communicate to them, I just need to slow things down so that I can be present to what you're sharing. I'm a bit triggered right now. And then breathe. Oh, breathe in to notice, oh, there, in this experience, I'm sitting on the couch and I can feel the shame in my belly and it's so uncomfortable. It's moving into a pain in my chest where I feel so hurt and rejected. That's my material, not the moment to bring it up. Okay, now I need to go into resource. So acknowledge, slow things down, go into now building resource, and down regulate the trigger. Resourcing is breathing into the belly, noticing where the pain is, but find somewhere in the body that feels good. This is huge. This is the nervous system work. Find somewhere in the body that feels good. In this situation, it was my thighs, my legs. And then I went into my legs and I was like, oh yeah, it's actually my legs feel warm. Yeah, they're not tense. They feel good. They feel spacious and warm. Ooh, I like that. That's pleasurable. Oh, that's easier. Not so intense in my belly. Oh, okay, I'm doing it. And then inside I was like, okay, I'm doing it. Nice, I'm doing it. Okay, I'm doing it. Yeah, okay, I'm doing it. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Okay, I can hold space. I can do this. Oh, and then this grievance that I had, I should call this shelving. I shelved it. I'm going to bring it up later. I still want that to be addressed. And there's something that's still charged for me that I want to bring to Courtney and have her hear my part. But now isn't the moment. I want to get out of the vehicle that I hitchhiked in, the emotional hitchhiking, and I want to get out and take responsibility for, I'll bring that up later. Okay, so great, regulated. You guys with me so far? So now that we're regulated, now we can go back into like, hey, okay, please continue sharing. And what we really want to be doing when our partner is sharing is we really want to be listening from this place of understanding what is happening in their world. Orienting of this is their reality. It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's going to be logical from your perspective. It's their truth. And that matters. This isn't a place to like be like, well, that isn't the, this is really typical for the masculine. It's like, well, that's not true. Well, that's not how it happened. And then there will be like a logical thinking and want to pick out where the facts are and notice that part of the survival mechanism and how we function, and just not bad or wrong, but just like not what we're doing right now. This isn't about logically sorting this out. This is about hearing and understanding our partner. So we listen to their experience. So in this situation, I'm listening to her share. Oh yeah, she felt disrespected by me. Okay. Oh, and she felt hurt. Yeah, okay. Then what I do is, and if this is in your partnership, and if you're in partnership, when I say feminine, it's not gender specific, but that's my orientation. Is sometimes I just want to orient this way. Sometimes I'll say masculine, and what I'm speaking to is this energy of becoming. Sometimes I'm speaking to the actual biology of a male body. Sometimes I say feminine. Feminine sometimes is the energy of being, and sometimes it's the physical embodiment of a human with a womb and a yoni. And so in this situation, my partner is a feminine and embodiment, and the feminine really needs to feel the connection. And so what I did in this situation is I moved over to her on the couch, and I started rubbing her legs, started rubbing my hands along her face. And I said, hey, sweetie, I'm so sorry I disrespected you. And that's it. I didn't go into all the reasons why. I didn't defend it. I didn't over explain. Just, I'm really sorry I disrespected you. And I'm really hearing that I hurt you. I'm so sorry I hurt you. Thanks for telling me. That's it. Simple. Let that land. Touching, rubbing her legs, meaning like, I'm right here. I love you so much and I'm so sorry. So acknowledging it, and then wait for her body to take it in and shift. And hers did. And I remember being inside, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. Because this is fun. This is learning how to be a leader. This is learning how to lead a situation and attune to other, lead ourselves so that we're not just spilling or taking up too much space and misattuning. If we learn this skill, it's a game changer for us. So in this experience, the reason it worked is I acknowledged the impact. I heard the story with presence. I regulated myself so I could really hear it, acknowledged what I heard in the impact, the disrespect and the hurt, and then I validated it. Of course you're pissed. Of course you're angry. Of course you don't feel safe with me. I disrespected you. That happened. And then boom, let that land. And then what was so cool in this one is she's like, thank you. And then had a cry and got to move some of her emotion. And then I got to hug her and kiss her. And then it brought in more connection because she felt seen, she felt heard, and she felt understood. Now, if this is new terrain for you, maybe go and watch this video again to really get it. Write some notes. I highly encourage this. Like, write notes. Have a little cue card if you need it, and explain to your partner that it's there. Like, if she sees you with a cue card, and like, she matters to you, or your partner or this person matters to you, and so you really want to get it. You want to practice it, you know, and then just keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing. And then the other piece is, great, you had something come up for you in this situation. What do you do with that? Well, what you do is you can just check out the situation. If your partner felt really met, maybe there's space to bring it in next. But sometimes, most often, it's like at another moment. Maybe planning like, hey, this evening I noticed something came up for me when you were sharing. Do you think you could hold space for that tonight or tomorrow, some future date, and have it communicated? Because this is where we need to lead ourselves in the part that comes up where we get triggered and be like, oh, there's something there for me too. And then asking for it. Can you hold space for that? Then this is us adulting. This is where we get to bring ourselves to the relationship, because often these coping strategies, a lot of us got the message that our needs don't matter, we don't get to take up space. But often it's just because we've developed a habit of hitchhiking, emotional hiking, where we're just jumping into and joining into where somebody else is bringing up their grievances. It's just not the time. And so another thing to have in here is, what to do to really set yourself up to win with your partner is have a conversation, the two of you making about this topic, being vulnerable, and maybe having a good laugh of like, oh my God, we do that. Oh my God, we totally do that. And being light about it, and then having an agreement to be allies, to weave in and practice the new thing. And so the agreement could be like, hey, if we notice one of us is hitchhiking, then we want to just like call a pause and be like, hey, hitchhiking, not the moment to bring your stuff in. I really need to be heard here. That's simple. But because it's previously spoken to and there's an agreement about it, then it's received because there's consent to interject, and then it won't land so much as rejection. Beautiful. Thank you so much for tuning into this. This is such a juicy topic. If this is like bringing in lots of insights and ahas, I encourage, go give it another watch and a listen, write some notes. And if you gained value out of this, I got a little gift for you. It's a freebie that I've created this document. It's called The Emotional Edge. And it's a game changer on actually doing the somatic work to be really grounded in the body and regulated. And it's simple. It goes through the simple steps. You can print it off. You can put it on the fridge. And it can be something that you can work with. Have in your awareness by seeing it. Put it on the mirror, on your desk, or somewhere. And just start to build up more somatic tone so that you can be present, not just with your partner, but in all of your connections. It's a game changer. So if you go down into the description, you just click that link there, and that'll give you your freebie. And if this theme and topic really brought stuff up for you, please share. Do you like this? Did it bring up insights or clarity? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you. I read them all. And yeah. In the next episode that's coming up, I'm going to be speaking about collapse in the nervous system. And this is a really good one too, because every man that I've worked with and am currently working with really has challenges with collapse in the nervous system. And it's a tricky one to deal with if you don't understand the nature of it. So make sure that you tune into that episode. It's going to be another one of your secret weapons that's going to help you become a really embodied man and leader in your relationship, but in life also.